Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so glad you were able to join us again today. I am very excited about today's Q&A. You know, I've been working my way through all of our grantees, not just to toot our own horn, but because I confess I'm so slow on the uptake that I don't always know what our grantees do in the community, and I'm learning that it's just been some really amazing things, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So today we have Aneel Diaz, which is a new last name for her. We may drill her on that a little, from the Red Rose. She's a Red Rose patient navigator, and the one thing I've learned about patient navigators just in these little Q&As is that if you want to know anything, that's the person to talk to. So I so totally appreciate you joining us today, Aneel. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Sherry. I'm so glad that you decided to have us on.
Yeah, it was like twisting your arm to get you to come on.
A little. These interviews really get me nervous. I'm not the best at them, so I was trying to throw my manager into it. So she's like, no. Great. Okay, fine. You mean I actually have to do this? But you and I always have great conversations, so I'm sure it'll go great.
I think that's it. It's like, you know what? I enjoy talking to you because I honestly believe you're just such a sincere person, and that comes through. And I think that's what's going to come through. And really, what you guys do, I don't know that it's amazing. In all fairness, the reason I don't know is because I don't really know what you guys do. So I wanted you to just help me work through the thought process here. Let's start with overall. Tell me, if you don't mind, and maybe this is a bad question, how does Engelstad fit into this scenario?
Well, the Engelstads were very generous and decided to endow the program, which means we received a $10 million endowment from them. So we are going to be able to continue this program for a very long time, but with an endowment, you only function off of a certain amount a year.
Mm-hmm.
Really just want to try to help as much as we can with all of the patients that ever come into our doors or call our lines, and know that we're going to be able to provide any of the services that they're looking for. So, I mean, we're eternally grateful for them, but I think that I don't have to reiterate this so much, that Komen has been with us since its inception of the program.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful for you guys. I mean, one of those things that we have to be good stewards and know where and when to be able to, find those resources.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do when the Engelstad stepped in.
That's good. Well, and that's why it's so funny, because I'm like, I call you the Red Rose Project. It's what I call you. I realize I'm shorthanding that because it's the Engelstad Foundation, Red Rose. So I didn't mean any disrespect to them, obviously, not at all. But I did want to know, so great, they're the endowment that you guys took and started this Red Rose Project, right?
Well, actually, Red Rose started, I believe, in 2006.
Oh.
With Komen. And the endowment didn't come through about 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So so like I said, I mean, it was such a long trajectory with Komen that we go hand in hand. So, the endowment just came through not too long ago. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, then
which
that
just
is
means
great.
We're going to be able to go on for a really long time and helping countless women and men.
That's what we wanted to hear. So tell me then, give me an overview, if you will, of what the Red Rose Project is.
So the Red Rose program, what we try to focus on is early detection, which we know that early screenings, annual screenings, obviously lead to an early detection, early stage detection in that case. So we offer free breast health screenings to men and women that are uninsured or do not have the means to pay for it. And if they are insured, sometimes they're underinsured. They don't have to cover their copay, their deductibles. That's when we try to step in. We offer clinical breast exams, mammograms, ultrasounds, biopsies, the follow-ups, surgical consultations as well. We can go all the way up to a mastectomy. So, but that would come into play with our doctors and the charity care in the hospital, and just the generous donations that we also get from our own hospital, from St. Rose Hospital.
Right. So you guys focus on detection. That's your hot button.
That is our main focus, but we do have a secondary grant from Komen that helps with financial aid. So for those men and women that are undergoing treatment, we know that there is just a disproportionate ratio of men and women that are going through hard times when they're undergoing chemo or any other kind of treatment. They can't work as many hours, they get laid off.
Right.
Spouses are not in the picture, anything like that. And we know that there's hardships that they have to endure. So what we really try to do is to try to ease some of that financial strain that they're going through so that their main focus is their health.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it might be for a couple of months, that we know that their housing is taken care of, their groceries might be paid for, their utilities are on the verge of being disconnected, and we'll be able to step in and help with that. So that means if there's children in the household, they don't have to go through that either, because we know that when there is somebody diagnosed, it's not just that one person that's undergoing this treatment, the whole family really does, encapsulate what that means. And they go through that battle just as much as the person that's sick.
Yeah, absolutely. And then some, because they're also trying to help at those in those instances too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're two separate. It's okay. Let me help. I'm sorry. I've got to drill through. Sometimes every once in a while, I think I should say, "Talk to me like I'm a fifth grader," as I quote one of my favorite movies, emotional movies. Like sometimes you just need a movie that makes you cry.
Right. We can't always have the Notebook, but sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, I'm like, I haven't seen the Notebook yet because all I ever hear is people cry. I'm like, all right, I'll prepare myself for that one. But so the Red Rose Project, the part that focuses on detection. If I don't need that process, sorry, I've got hair in my mouth. This is what happens at home. You record at home, you get hair in your mouth.
Sure, you might hear my dog snore once in a while. So.
Oh, my cats just left to go do their own thing. I was like, oh, okay. So do you have to be in that part of the program in order to receive the other part of the program if that's necessary? Okay.
Not at all, because that means that we would have had to diagnose you for you to qualify for that portion of the program. And we have such a large amount of resources here in other cancer centers and detection centers that, we can't possibly fulfill the needs of all the Valley here. And, that's just a lot of the social workers that from some of the radiology centers and stuff like that, they'll be able to refer those clients to us, let us know, hey, if you're going through a hard time, contact them and, we'll get them through. And the good thing, it's all unbiased. So for the same reason that we're not going to be the only ones that detect them, and they've already been with us in our program with our screening portion, we do have a committee with about 5 to 6 people that, once a client applies, we present all the cases once a month. And just based on the hardships, their income, their expenses, we try to see how to better allocate those funds to better help that family.
Awesome. And actually, you answered my very next question in your answer, and that is, so let's talk about the first one, actually. Let's talk about the screening. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I've moved here recently. I don't have insurance yet because I don't have a job yet, but I do know my mom had breast cancer, so I know I'm at risk. I need to get a screening mammogram or whatever. Do I pick up the phone and call you, or do I have to refer to you? Okay.
Definitely. You call most of the time, whether it's your volunteers, because they called Coleman office, you guys are really recognized, you'll go online, find your number, and we get those referrals. You don't have insurance, call this number. Mm-hmm. I usually pick up. If not, they'll email us at our general email, which is redrose@dignityhealth.org, and say, hey, explain exactly what you just said. First question is, or first thing I'm going to say is, great, you're prioritizing your health. You do have a history, which means let's get going on this. Mm-hmm. Set them up with our doctors. Well, first they'll apply with us, sending all of their documentation. We do follow Medicaid FPL, so federal poverty levels, making sure that they do qualify, and set them up with the necessary appointments, whether it be with our breast specialist, get a clinical breast exam, get that going. For all we know, it might be a simple fat pocket, and the doctor will be able to say, we're fine, or let's move forward with a mammogram. And again, I'm that middle person. They don't have to worry about, where do I call to schedule this? When am I going here? No, I'll get all that going for you. your doctor's appointment with the breast specialist, the mammogram with a radiology center, and the follow-up back again with the breast specialist so that you know what's going on and if there's anything else that's needed.
Hmm.
So
what if you're diagnosed?
Makes it easy.
Then
Exactly.
what if you're diagnosed? Like, what if you find a lump? Then what's next?
So again, we're trying to be good stewards with the money that we do have available, and we want to make it better. I'm also a certified navigator with the Silver State Exchange. So if you do qualify and you're able to, we want to try to get you onto health insurance. Whether
Okay.
it's a health link or any other resources. If you qualify for Medicaid, great. I'll try to do that, get your applications going. If not myself, I have other colleagues within our department that are licensed if for some reason they can't make it to me or if they're closer to somebody else. So that's the next step. Do they qualify for insurance and how fast can we get them on there? We know that based on special enrollment periods, maybe they missed that deadline. There is no other qualifying life event that might be happening at the moment that they just can't qualify for that, or they might not have the residency status to do that, which we see a lot in our community.
Mm-hmm.
So what we want to do is, again, as St. Rose Hospital, we receive so much help from them and our doctors and everybody that we're contracted with. We have therapeutic services, which covers our clients. If they are diagnosed through our program, we are able to donate services as long as our doctor sees fit, and life-saving surgeries, in this case, mastectomies, lumpectomies, whether it's radical mastectomy or not. And we'll put them through our charity care applications through our hospital and go through that. And if they're approved, they'll be completely covered for those surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we do try to work with our other community partners to see if there's any way that they can get through to an oncology center, start being seen there, and without skipping a beat. And most of the time, just trying to see if there's anything that we can do at a lower fixed rate, because it will be self-pay up until they qualify for insurance.
Right. But so what I am hearing you say is that you don't just say, there's the door, don't let it hit you on the way out.
No, of course not.
Right. So, and that's what I was like, I'm pretty sure you didn't do that. And that's why I felt pretty safe asking that question. But what you do is awesome. So, and you know what? Helping them find insurance that works for them is really in the long term going to be beneficial for them as well. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because again, I think we would be misallocating their funds and ours as well, or any other of our community partners, because we're not just trying to prevent your breast health. You having insurance is going to ensure that you are healthy as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's your mental health, because we know that any kind of chronic illness is going to affect your mental health and everything else that comes with it. So, we want you to really be taken care of so that in the long run, it's not just in vain that, oh, I know my girls are good, so what else? That's
right.
it. And we know that there's a lot of secondary things like women experiencing hysterectomies, cervical issues afterwards, and we want that to be addressed as well.
Right. So that's why I do like the idea. Now, I can edit this out if I need to. So I'm about to ask you, have you found in the last, I'm going to say, let's say the last 2 years, have you been with Red Rose for 2 years?
Yes, I've been with Red Rose for the past 4.5.
Oh, well, for the love. Okay. Is it getting harder or easier to insure people?
I think in the beginning, I think it's getting harder.
Okay.
Because ever since this new administration changed a lot of the stipulations to it, before there was a federal mandate, for you to have insurance, if not, you got fined unless you qualify for some kind of exemption. And now we know that that fine is not there, it is not mandatory. And there's a lot of people that say, it is costing me and my family of 4 or 5, almost the same amount that I might have to pay in my mortgage payment if I don't qualify those cost sharing reductions or premium assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So, the advanced premium tax credit are huge for families that qualify, but when you don't, it might become too much for you to be able to pay.
Right.
And they might just say, hey, you know what, I'd rather not. because I can't afford it. I've got other bills to pay. But I really do try to just let them know, hey, first off, I'm not going to push you to do it because I'm not, I'm not going to receive commission from whatever you buy. That's not my interest.
Right.
I want you to know is that if for some reason, because of your illness, you do end up in the hospital, how much does it cost you just for you to be in the ER?
Yeah.
Administer drugs, if you have to stay overnight, anything like that, you're going to be paying well more over than what you would pay in a year's worth of premiums.
Mm-hmm.
And you would really be in a difficult situation, and I don't know if we'll be able to help you then.
But have you found that there are any, like, for instance, I'm gonna bring up another grantee of ours, but I talked to Access to Healthcare this week. Oh my gosh. It's hard to keep.
I understand.
And what's interesting about that, I mean, kind of an amazing, affordable alternative to insurance. They are not insurance. They are a membership scenario. But I asked them, well, what about down here in Las Vegas? I mean, that's great for Reno, and that's an awesome program up in Reno. But do we have a low cost, efficient alternative down here in Las Vegas?
I wouldn't know how to answer that. I mean, as far as insurance goes, my license as a navigator would only allow me to present prices after an application for whatever's on the exchange.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't know about anything else. That's why I always let them know, if you want to come here, I can give you the prices for whatever on the exchange. If you want anything else, I will have to provide you information on a variety of brokers around you.
Sure.
Give you that information that I can't.
Right. But that's, you know what, that's still you helping them in some sort of direction, which is great.
It's still a resource. That's over everything, we want to be that resource.
Yeah. And just, you know what, I can't imagine what it's like to, be diagnosed with anything, let alone breast cancer, and then suddenly think, oh, I'm in this on my own and I have no options. That has to be tough. So it's great that that's why you're there. You help them navigate, hence the title, right?
Yeah.
Help them navigate their new reality, correct?
Right. And for the most part, I mean, if we don't know what that new reality would be like, and I don't know if this is too much of a touchy subject, but we have a lot of clients that we know won't qualify for insurance.
Yeah.
And that's where it becomes really tough, and not just being a navigator, but being there to listen to whatever's going on.
Yeah.
If anything else in our community, within our community, or any other resources that we can provide for them. And that's when it becomes difficult. That's when I feel like our job gets really hard, because we really have to tread lightly in that human aspect, because our socioeconomic and everything else that's going on is against them.
Yeah. But you're not.
I'm not. I'm rooting for them, and they know that.
Yeah.
Part is. So I think that, that's part of what we do in with, I mean, I think it says it perfect with our Dignity Health logo with fellow human kindness. That human kindness aspect of it is so essential when it comes to what we do.
Yep.
And knowing that they might not have as many resources as somebody else that has a legal status here.
Right. That's definitely an entirely different issue, and one that we have to deal with as a whole, I feel, because like you, we're here to end cancer, right? You're here to help people get better. So are we. And I don't care where you're from, or what language you speak, or what color your skin is. Well, I care, but I mean, any old way, we want you to not have breast cancer, right? Yeah, but we're bound by all kinds of crazy things, and so we fight one battle at a time. At least at Komen, that's what we do. We fight one battle at a time. We try and do the best we can, and help as many people as we possibly can. All right, so now I want to switch to the other grant, and just to quickly cover, so how do you get online and apply for that with a lot of paperwork, or how does that happen?
Actually, it's not a lot of paperwork that we ask for. It's pretty simple. If they want to apply, we just want to know, first off, their ID will give us, for the most part, all the information that we need. So ID, proof of income, a letter from their doctor letting us know that they are in treatment, and approximately how long they're going to be in treatment. And we know that that's never for sure because there's no cookie cutter for that. We just want to have an idea of how long they're going to be under these hardships potentially. And also proof of their living expenses. So mortgage or rent, their utilities, if and when they are approved for any of those, it just makes it a lot easier for me to be able to process documentation. And we send it over to our corporate office, get checks going, and get everything paid. That's it. The worst part of it is if you apply at the beginning of the month, our meetings with our committee are usually the third Thursday of the month. Period might be the hardest part of it.
Yeah.
I know you've got a lot on your plate. I don't want to put more on it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once the meeting's over.
Wow. You know, that's, again, this is why, I mean, it's not the only reason why I do these, but I'm honestly, I feel like I am that kid in the candy store a lot of the times because I'm finding out just what amazing things go on in our community. And they're really, really great, promising, positive things. And this is just another one of them. And it's so funny that it took me, I mean, I've only been here since July at Susan G. Komen. So it didn't even take me a year. Just under the year. But that's why I'm so glad, you know, I feel bad about saying this. I'm not glad that we're having a pandemic. Do not misunderstand me. That is not what I'm saying. But I am glad that during this time, I could sit on my hands and just wait for things to happen. And I was like, no, I'm going to find some things out. So it's been great that you are willing to share these things with us. Seeing how easy it was this not easy, my friend?
It's very easy, and I'm glad you did it. But I totally agree with you. This pandemic, I think, has opened a whole new range of ways that we can function and can still be able to assist in our community and do our jobs and still get the same results without. I mean, we really didn't skip a beat when it came to this. But I really think that us as individuals were able to see just a wide range of ourselves and how we can function, how we react to things. You said it yourself. You thought you were just going to sit on your hands and let's see what happens, but no. There. It's really pushing us to do more than we thought we could.
Yeah. And, and it's funny because there's a slogan that's been going around. Almost all of the cancer nonprofits have been using it, and I totally understand it. And I actually used it myself the other day, so I get it. And that's, cancer or breast cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer, I don't care what cancer, it doesn't stop. So neither can we. And I'm like, I did actually have to use that in a sentence the other day. I was like, oh, I realize I'm kind of doing a cliche, but it's 100% correct.
Yeah.
And so, gosh, this has been awesome, actually, so enlightening. I would like to ask you one more question, because here's the other thing that I have learned. Sometimes I miss things. So is there something that I didn't ask that you desperately need to tell us about the Red Rose program? Because it's called Program, not Project, even though I've called it that like 3 times in a row now, but I've got it, the Red Rose program. Oh, wait, I do. How about this? Is it one specific location, or is it all of the Dignity Health facilities?
Actually, no. So that was what I was going to tell you, what I'm really digging to tell you, because we were located before at our San Martin campus. And we quickly realized that a lot of our population, a lot of the wards that we're trying to address, it was way too far for them. That's out in the Southwest, Warm Springs and Durango. It was a little bit of a drive. Transportation isn't the greatest thing here in Vegas.
Yeah.
With our new wellness centers that opened up with Dignity Health, we relocated to our North Las Vegas office, which is on Martin Luther King and Craig, right in the corner. Beautiful facility. We're on the 2nd floor inside of our wellness center.
Okay.
Not only do we house the Red Rose program there, but we have an abundance of classes that are free to our community. So I really believe that that's part of what's going to help the Red Rose program be a well-rounded program, because we want to try to address what's going on with them and their health-wise with cancer or any other kind of screenings. But if you're able to, we have chair yoga. If you've got kids, we've got a plethora of kids classes for everything from 0 to 7 years old for kids Zumba and Zumbini. If you're in the senior range, like I said, chair yoga, enhanced fitness, anything like that. And we do a lot of mental health classes that are going on now as well, because that is one of our priorities.
Mm-hmm.
We have registered dietitians there as well. Anybody in that facility could be another resource that we'd like to offer. So a lot of times if I have a client in there, here we go, here's our class schedule for the month. And now we're actually going to be starting hybrid classes. So with this pandemic, again, we have to learn how to do things in a new manner.
Right.
Zoom works really well. And if you don't want to leave your house and still get some exercise in there, log in, do a little bit of movement, and it's going to help you out. And if you can come in, we've already labeled everything out 6 feet apart. I mean, you will have to register for some of the classes, but we have that available as well.
You do know, like you shared with me the link at the beginning of the pandemic, yes. And I've been taking the Tai Chi class.
You continued it. That's
yes. I haven't done every single week, I admit it, because everything always goes crazy. But I mean, like I've like even sometimes even if I can't take the class, like I do the Tai Chi. I love it. But
I love it. I am so happy to hear that.
Oh yeah, no, it's been awesome. But I also think I promised myself I was going to do a dance party every night from 7 to 8 p.m. because I sit in my job, right? I work on my computer all day. And because I work out of my house at this moment, I can spend like 6 hours and not even get up. And that is so bad. I just need to get up. I have my watch goes off every
I was about minutes. To say that. I think my watch gave up on me. So I just took it off because I was so tired of it saying, time to move, time to move.
And I would be like, oh yeah, it is. Look, it's time to move. Okay. Yeah. And then I go back to work. So I've just decided I got to have my dance party. That's what but I think Zumba might be a way for me to go. So I'll have to investigate that.
Yes, the Zumba classes are amazing. Our instructors are so enthusiastic and they just love what they do. And it really, even through Zoom, you feel it. You know they're there because they love what they do.
I love it.
That's just amazing. And if you do have the opportunity to do in-person classes after we open, which we're hoping everything goes well, July 1st will be reopened. In-person classes, these instructors have an energy that just blows the roof.
I'm excited. I'll have to tell you. So no, I actually, I'll repost that link that you sent me. It's kind of a funny link, so I'll repost it because I access it all the time. It is on our Facebook.
I will send you a new one for this week.
Okay, love it. Yep. And because that one was on our Facebook page, we'll post your new one on our Facebook and etc. Oh, excuse me, I probably shouldn't do that, right? It's like marketing. I say Facebook, I mean all our social media. Let's be politically correct in that.
Yeah.
So, but that's awesome. So great. I really did love that you guys did that. Who knew it was going to be so much fun to do? So yeah, something to look forward. And another way to just help your health, really.
Right. Again, we try to do the best. It's not just your physical health, it's your mental health. We have a lot of those classes too. Meditation hour is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever need one of those, just a little bit of downtime, you have that availability, just do it.
Agreed.
Your day that's going to help you for the next 23 hours of it.
See, this is why you're in charge, Aneel, right here.
What? I wish I was in charge. Don't tell Jackie that.
Well, in my particular case, you're in charge. You're in charge. You're my adult supervision right now, so I love it.
Don't tell anybody else.
Nope, it'll be our little secret and whoever happens to watch this.
This far loud.
Awesome, my love. I so appreciate you spending your time with us. I really do appreciate filling us in on what the Red Rose program does. And you never know, we may have you on again to reiterate a lot of this stuff. Sometimes things go in one ear and out the other, and people just need to be reminded. But I do totally appreciate it.
Not a problem. We'll be here.